trade all. Oh no, never mind. So I recorded a 20-minute video and of my trade recap, and it didn't even record. So here we are back at it to retell the story. I'm gonna be so much quicker this time because I'm not doing this again. So coming into market open, super bullish. Look at this. This was prior to market open. And if I can just go here. Wait, I didn't press that. Replay. There's no way you have to pay for 4-hour charts now. They literally let me do this before. There's no way they don't let me go back. Bro, I'm not joking. You used to be able to do 4 hours. Anyway, ignore this bearish candle. Bullish, right? Bullish. We had some good draws up here, including all-time high, right? And you think we could have got there with the move that we ended up doing? 240 points. It was possible. So yeah, essentially this is why I don't trade with a predetermined bias, because it would have been bullish on the day 100%. Because look, we came down here, and we were like, during this hour, I know it obviously only shows it now, but we were coming into these fair value gaps, filling them and having some slight reactions out of them. Like, and here, 15-minute inverse. Now, my mentor wasn't taking trades, but he was tape reading, so he saw some shorts. I didn't take them because I was like, I felt like I was forcing myself if I did, and he ended up calling out like 2 trades that added to like 300 points or something stupid, and yeah, I would have won, but it wouldn't have been my own conviction, and that was one thing that I didn't want to do. I needed to stop doing that, so I was marking out my own stuff. I was waiting for things like, look, I almost entered on this inverse, didn't happen, and then I waited for this inverse as well, didn't happen. So we kept coming down on ES. We ended up taking out some old, bro. He's missing. So here we go. An old New York AM low and Asia lows. Actually, it might have been from Thursday. Okay, one was from Thursday. They were both from Thursday. So not old, just previous day. So yeah, these were relative equal lows as well, pretty much. NQ, the draw was way lower down. I don't know why. Look, there you go. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah, look how far that was. It already took out Asia low in the... There you go. We already took out Asia low, but yeah, that's how low the draw was when we were here. So I actually took a first trade. Let's go back onto my top step, and I needed to pass this on Friday or I faced a rebill. So I was literally passing or failing it. As you can see, I am funded. But yeah, this is my first trade. I was just essentially trading it off the reaction. So once we got the inverse, I entered. It started going well, and I went to break even at this line here, and then as you can see, I got so close to passing. I was about 5 points away from passing, and then we tumbled down. I got stopped at break even. I was so upset about it, and I was really mad. I did want to just click sell or buy and just full bought it, but I refrained. I waited for the second setup. Now this is where this is not good. I cannot be doing with this right now. Right, hopefully. Bro, I need a new mic boom arm badly. So this is where the Asia and New York AM low were taking on ES, but not on NQ. So we had an SMT. We also had SMT at the highs, I'd like to add. So I know we said we were like technically we'll be bullish, but look, I know we had all these draws as well from old session highs and lows, and we had all-time highs, but look, ES already hit all-time highs, and we were trading all-time highs, so huge SMT there. Just thought I'd point that out, because that can be, especially when how big it was as well, you think, and it's all-time high, so it's like daily SMT, maybe even weekly. weekly SMT, and yeah, daily SMT at all-time highs. Not the best, right? So yeah, not surprised by this reversal, and it's a Friday reversal too. People would have got caught out in longs here. They would have longed after this, and yeah, not got very far. So we did take out some highs though where you could have shorted, but it was too early into market open. Price hadn't developed, but then it just started bombing down, and then look, it wasn't until almost 2 hours into market open where I was then able to go, right, I can take a trade it. So yeah, first one was there. At the start of the macro as well. That was another reason I entered it. Look, start of the macro, and it started delivering straight away, so it was looking really good. And then this one, I was looking for a trade, and as you can see here, this wasn't quite a V-shaped recovery. This was the inverse I was looking for, but you know, it was really choppy price action. So I thought we were going to resweep, so we came down. We reswept, and then there was this 30-second inverse, so I marked it out, and then we came back down, we retested the area, respected it, and then as soon as we had this bullish and we engulfed this bearish gap, I saw that as my entry point, so I entered. Let's get back over here. So yeah, entered, and then as we came up and inversed this, I think I set to break even. I don't fully remember. But yeah, we came back down, but then we ended up respecting a 2-minute gap here. Yeah, some 2-minute gaps, and then, as you said, straight to TP. My actual TP was, because even on this one, my TP was here at some relative equal highs, but I didn't even need it. I only needed that. Same with this one. They were actually up here for like a 1 to 4 RR, and 110 points-ish. But yeah, I didn't actually need it. I only needed the, you know, the 1 to 2 RR on it. So yeah, and then as we came into PM session, I took a trade on my alpha account. I say coming into PM, I don't even think we're at PM. No, just before lunch hour, just before the AM session ended, I really liked this downward move. So on this inverse, I basically entered like here, with my, I think my stop was somewhere like here. But then as soon as market, one sec, so yeah, inversion here. So this inversion here, so yeah, inversion here. But then as we came up, I was entering, and then we actually closed above it, and I wasn't happy about that. And obviously, I'm not sure if I would have actually got stopped in the end, but I just cut the loss. I was like, I'm not bothering. So instead of like losing like 25 points, I probably lost like half of that, 10 or 12 points. So yeah, I was super happy because it also teaches me to know when to cut losses, and I think I made the right decision there. We did end up coming into a little bit of profit, as you can see, if I just rewind that back, but ultimately I would have got stopped. It was or stopped at break even, or because I was basically aiming back down for these lows and beyond for this low and down here. So yeah, we ended up just accumulating during lunch hour. No surprise there, but then we built up these relative equal highs, and this is where I got really interested during PM session, which I traded on my Apex account because I hadn't traded it that day. So I felt okay to trade it because it wasn't like I was forcing anything. It was just something I didn't care about. And I hadn't traded it today, so it wasn't like I had a win, you know, and take a win. So relative equal lows here, right? So as you can see, we came and swept it. And the other thing is, so the 15-minute bearish fair value gap here. Oh my god, it's so warm. As you can see here, we've been respecting this 15-minute gap, right? So 15-minute gap being respected. Then what we had here, so I'll just delete that. Nope. We ended up coming into this BPR because we had this inverse on this 15-minute. And that was another reason I was looking for higher, because we inversed this 15-minute, right? And then we were respecting it. So I was looking, there was a 1 hour. There was a 1 hour gap up here, which is the green line, right? That's because that's where my take profit was. So my main TP. So yeah, green line, look. this candle here created the 1 hour fair value gap. Now originally I was going to look for a send into this 1 hour fair value gap and then look for a short, but it didn't happen. So because it was left unmitigated and we didn't even tap it and we failed to tap it, and then we came and swept these 15-minute lows, these relative equal lows, then we hit the BPR, respected it, and if we even go on the 1 minute, we respected it to a T. Look, literally tapped into it, engulfed back out. We inversed this 1 minute, but I was interested in the first presented because it could always respect that and come back down like it did here, as we can see. Let's check this is. So, yeah, once we did that, and then even more interesting, we came back down here. Nothing much happening, but we had this gap which we inversed, and then we made another BPR. And then yeah, look at this. So we ended up filling the fair value gap, filling the inverse, respecting it really well, and then on the next candle, or the next two candles, we inversed it in one big move, and we flushed right through it. So I was like, I was in. This was my trade, and the stop just below this BPR, which we respected, came into a little bit drawn on, but for this one, it was on my Apex account, and I really trusted this. So like, yeah, you could have said, oh, exit the trade, but then again, there was nowhere really that disrespected me because there was no inverse to disrespect me. If we look here, even go on the 30-second. So by the time I entered it, look, there was nothing to actually disrespect me. There was nothing at all. So yeah, I was in on that inversion, and then we had a few gaps that were helping me find my way. So look, we had a small 3-minute gap here which we inverted, and then I'm pretty sure we had was it 05, or was it just the 15? So yeah, look, we had this 15-minute gap as well, which we ended up inverting not soon after entry. So at 1/4 past, where was it? Yeah, look, so not so far into the trade, inverted the 15 here, and then as we inverted this as we inverted this 1 minute gap here, I can change that to inversion. So as we ended up doing that, I stopped to break even, and then as we came up, I just let the trade run essentially, and then I trailed it below this, and then yeah, I just let it run because I didn't want to get stopped out in a trailed stop loss, because I have done before. Look, if you get too aggressive, especially if you look how bad this delivery of the trade is, I mean, we're in the trade for an hour, which isn't, I mean, it's long, but it's not that long. So yeah, I ended up taking profits at here first, taking half off, and then I was taking more off around here and trailed my stop loss, and then I ended up making, I think on the day, I think I made 2,100 on the Apex. So it's a 250k account, so it's almost 1%, but the drawdown's like 6.5k, which I am at the balance now. So my drawdown is just 250k now, my max loss, rather than having a 6.5k loss from that. So I can actually start building a buffer now. So my actual loss is, I think I'm up 5k on it, so I'm up 2%. So I literally only have like a 2% drawdown at the minute, but I think as I get to like say 4% up, I'll then have the 4% drawdown. So yeah, I'm still going to be a bit more aggressive on the risk, but I'm not going to be like, do you know what I mean? I'll probably risk $750 a trade maybe. Not $750. I will probably risk about 0.5% to 0.75%, which will be like 1.25k to 1.8k. That's probably where I'll risk around. Because I think that's plenty for the account, to be fair. And I'd rather just pass it than you know, take 2 trades at 1% risk and then I've lost the account. I'd rather at least give myself, like, I don't think I'm going to lose 4 trades in a row. But you never, one bad day could easily lose your account, or it could put you in a hefty amount of drawdown. So yeah, that's it really. I think I made 5.1k across the top step. I made 3k on top step, 2.1 on the apex, and then I lost $500 or 1% on the alpha on this trade I took over here that I went over. So I made 4,500 on a day. I didn't trade my FTMO just because I was so focused on the top step and I didn't want to add stress. So it would have been a good day for it, but you know, I'm sure I'll get other good trades on it. So yeah, that's it. I'll go over my trading week. So no trades Monday on anything. Tuesday I'll do some market reads and I'll be watching the market, but I probably won't be trading it. If an A+ setup forms, I'll probably take like a de-risked. I won't be heavy on the risk and it'll only be on an eval. I will not be trading my funded, but I will happily trade evals, but I won't be like risk on. I won't be risking like 1.5%, 1.2%. I'll be risking like 0.5, 0.75% of any trade, if I even take a trade. And then on Wednesday looks like a good trading day. PPI, and it's all before market open. CPI, which is all before market open. And then Friday, trading day. So yeah, looks like a good week, and that's about it. There's nothing more to go over. I'm funded, absolutely pleased with myself. Now I'm obviously going to de-risk on this now, so I'll probably risk $500 to $750 a trade. Probably just stick with 500 just because that gives me like 6 losses in a row, which I'm never going to do that. But the wins that I get, they're probably going to be giving me 1 to 2 RR, so I'll probably be able to make some decent buffer for myself. My idea is, because obviously I'm allowed to take out any profit, I'm pretty sure, after 5 winning days of at least $200. Obviously I'll be winning more than that, so like 5 winning days of like 1k, let's say, plus a loss, that'd be like 4.5k ish. I could just take all of that, but then I'll lose the account. So I'm probably looking to build myself a buffer of about, I don't know. I'm probably going to build a buffer of about 5k, and then anything after that I'll take out. So I'll probably build a buffer of like, say, 5k, and then if I have a good trading week, if I made like, because what I'll probably start doing is I'll probably send that risking 750 to 1,000, and then after that, if I made like 2k in a trade or 3k, on even on a single day, I'll probably just cash that out straight away after the 5k, and then yeah, I'll be going after the 150k accounts. I'll be able to get 4 of them stacked, and then yeah, try and get to passing them. Be super aggressive with them, and then yeah, build up the capital. Same with Apex. A 250k account would be super duper. They have more consistency rules on them though, but it's like 30% or something, which is fine, but I'll we'll figure it out. And I've just ordered a new laptop because I know on these videos they're super laggy, they're not good. So I've ordered a new laptop to help, and especially because I'm like live funded, I cannot be risking my laptop glitching, not responding, and it either doesn't recognize a trade I went to enter, or I exit a trade and it doesn't exit it when I want it to, when I'm cutting losses. I can't afford that. So yeah, I just thought I was gonna wait until I got a payout, but I just thought no, I just need it now. I've not got an expensive laptop either, but it's got way more RAM, and then it's got a better processor and stuff, so it'll run like I was looking at it online. It's probably going to be like a good 2 to 2.5 times faster overall, and it's just going to be much better at handling and capable. So yeah, super glad with the week at the end. I normally wouldn't have traded the Friday like my mentor mentioned, but then again he's on like funded. He was saying you could trade eval, and I took the opportunity to make something of it. So there we are. We'll be back on Tuesday, but probably not. Probably definitely Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. So see you then.